What's up, everybody? Celtic Scarecrow here, back with another video to get those 10s and 20 views. This will come back soon, probably late half of August. Don't worry about that right now. It is going on, but it's not going on. But today, we are doing an If I Ruled Over video. Pretty much a concept that is, if I somehow gained unquestionable control over something like the NFL, the NHL, eventually the NBA, WWE, or, in case in this video, ESPN. How would I change it to make it better? Why would I need to change it to make it better? Well, that's because, in my opinion, the vast majority of my coworkers that I have talked to, and even, sorry, wrong button, sports YouTubers like Brendan Perna are believing ESPN is going downhill. Why else would a YouTuber make a video called The Rise and Fall of ESPN? That's an hour, almost an hour long video. Yes, it's for clicks and views. That is true, but it is pretty much that. When I talked to my coworkers, I said, hey, I'm doing a video saying how I would fix ESPN. What would you do? The first thing they all said was I would get rid of the vast majority of talk shows on ESPN. This was a graph I literally found. I don't know what May 11th. It could have been this year, it could have been last year, it could have been whatever. But I have up on my TV screen August 10th, which when I look at my little map, that's next Thursday. Let's go back away. Let's make it the 9th. It's a Wednesday. Nothing really happens on a Wednesday. A lot happens on a Wednesday. I'm just using that thing. News-wise, nothing happens. So from 7 a.m., I have ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN News, and ESPNU. Those are the four channels I have on my TV, on my Comcast at this level. So on those 4 hours, the Get Up runs from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on three different channels. It starts on ESPN. Once ESPN done, it gets on the ESPN2. Once it's done on ESPN2, it goes on to ESPN2. Why do we need what's that? 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 4. Why do we need a 6-hour radio show on TV? I know people that don't even work that long of a shift at my job, but we're going to have that long on this. According to this, ESPN Sports Center runs from pretty much from 7 a.m. on ESPN. Then it runs 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. on ESPN. Then it has two half-hour versions of it on ESPN2 for an hour. Then that goes on ESPN News for another hour. Then it goes back up. So pretty much Sports Center is running at all times up until 3 o'clock. The only reason why it's not on all the time is because the Little League World Series is going on. I bet you if that wasn't going on, it would have been replaced by NFL Live or The Jump or Highly Questionable or some other talk show. So the first thing I would do is I would just dump all those shows. The only shows I would kind of keep are like Around the Horn and PTI. Pardon the interruption. Because those shows you can do remotely. You don't need people in studio. You don't need people at the office. You can just literally pull up a webcam, put a green screen behind it like I'm doing here, like you've seen a lot of YouTubers do, and bring them in for an hour-long quick, hey, what do you think on this topic? Quick interactions which people will like. Now, what do you do with your Stephen A. Smiths of the world, your Greenbergs, your Golick, your, who else is on those type of shows? Jalen and Jacob, it's on the photo in front of me. I'm going to get a few. Who else is on these shows?
A few moments later.
First Take. Who's on First Take? Stephen A. Smith, Molly Krem, Sorry if I butchered your name. And those type people. You know, there's a highly successful person who just got paid a shit ton of money. Pat McAfee. Go to YouTube. Go to move these people to ESPN. Give them a podcast. Give them a show like Pat, which will then allow them to spew their own ideas and logic on their own shows. This way, if they have some diverse, woke ideology, they can then spew it on there and people can tune in or tune out. It's not on TV. Then you can bring them on to something like Pardon the Interruption. And then they can say, oh, hey, guess what? We have Pat McAfee on. We have Stephen A. Smith on today. We have this person. We have this person. Hey, where can we find you? Oh, you can find me on ESPN Plus. Another big issue that ESPN has is, for someone like me, my sports teams are all over the place. I am a Carolina Panthers fan, a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, a Seattle Mariners fan. All the big three sports. I'm not really that big into basketball. Oh, it's just boring to me. Notre Dame college football. They might not be shown on those talk shows. They might not talk about those teams unless something exciting happens. Yet, I can go onto YouTube, type in Carolina Panthers, and look. I have any and all videos I would want talking about Carolina Panthers. This one's live. 24/7 Sports. Yeah, 24/7 Sports is live talking about something. Yeah, Jonathan Pryor's announced college commitment. Okay, no idea who that is, but 24-hour Sports. Look, The Herd, Pure Genius, Panthers' own page, or Steve Smith's YouTube channel. That's the problem that ESPN faces. When I go to my own thing, granted, I don't have it all, but in this mass list, I have the Carolina Panthers. I can get videos straight from them. Scooter Magruder. He's funny, talks sports, and does things with just the Cowboys. You can actually see all the crazy things I follow, which I love this page right here. You have Blessing Awuwu, a powerlifter, B. Dylan Hollis, a baker, FPF Russian, who no longer does what he does, but we all know him, unsubscribed, Tom McDonald, and Heather Lynn. That is a unique one. Get back to my scrolling. I got pro wrestling people that talk to. More wrestling. Brendan Perna, part of Clickbait Sports with Tom Grossi, who is right here. He talks Broncos and sports. Tom, mostly Packers and sports. Panthers Uncensored was Keep Pounding TV, was the Big Cat, it's whatever. He talks about the Panthers. Pat McAfee. I don't need ESPN anymore to find out information about sports. I can get a handful of YouTubers that I like, and when they team up, then they can team up and do a thing, just like Clickbait Sports, which is Tom Grossi, Brandon Perna, that I just mentioned, Scooter Magruder, he's in that trio, The Urinating Tree, and 5 Point Vids. I have not subscribed to those two. I actually reacted to 5 Points. I need to do a Urinating Tree. I'm not sure if I did that. But they got together and they do their own podcast, which if I want to hear of random people who were just dedicating their livelihood to sports, I'm going to them. I enjoy their 3 out of 5 videos. Why would I need to go to ESPN to do that? Now, after you axe all these shows, what do you do with it? Well, you play real sports. Granted, ESPN right now is doing that ESPN Ocho, which was a thing from the movie Dodgeball. But right now on ESPN, I could leave ESPN on. Right now. Watch anime on my computer. I can play video games, which is another reason why ESPN is kind of hurt. I don't need 24-hour sports news. I'll go play video games. But right now, they have on No Bull CrossFit Games. That's what it says. Cornhole Championships. ESPN News has the talk shows, which is perfectly fine. Your news. You have it in your title. We're not expecting anything else from you. And we have Atlantic Ultimate Softball. Sweet. Those are different sports. And you also have girls lacrosse, the V Sports Invitational. No idea. It says competitors compete in the best all around sports athlete. So more sports. Professional Fight League. It's boxing, what it seems to be. Professional MMA organizers. So it pretty much seems like an all sports. If there might be boxing, there might be that. Pillow Fight Championships. That's what it says on my television. Update on the World Cup. Master Stein's holding competition. I butchered that. That's definitely German. But who can hold glass beer mugs up the longest? Corgi races. I will be watching that at midnight. That's all you need. Play real sports. It could be the abstract sport, but it also could be professional sports. ESPN claims to be the worldwide leader in sports. Most days it doesn't play real sports. ESPNU. I'm giving you a pass at this point in time due to the fact that it is summer and college is out, but you're telling me during the school year, why aren't you playing soccer, men's and girls, field hockey, men's and girls basketball, softball, baseball, men's and girls lacrosse, fencing, gymnastics, the volleyball for men and women? You have all these sports to choose from. You can pick and choose, just throw them on, and highlight these kids who are more or less getting paid now to be athletes. Show them off. Let them be advertised and helped out their schools. Now for ESPN2 and ESPN, you're the worldwide leader in sports. Why don't you have an NFL game on? Why aren't you playing hockey every night? Why aren't you playing basketball every night? You can flip-flop one on ESPN, one on ESPN2. But then you also can have event stuff. There was a 24-hour Le Mans race. You could have that up in a picture during all those talk shows. NASCAR is an extremely popular sport. Motocross. Never see it on ESPN. But that you also have things like the Tour de France and other cycling events. Tour de France was on Peacock. ESPN, just grab it from them. Say, we're going to throw it on. Most of the time, it's over by 1 o'clock. There. That took up all your morning. You can replace Get Up with the Tour de France just in July. You can also bring back the X Games for what they were, a traveling circus of an event that goes from big city to big city for like a week and a half, showing off the best of extreme sports like it used to be. Now it's mostly like, oh, here's this week in X Games. Nobody cares. Or you start dwelling into some of the more less popular sports, like, at least in America, soccer, lacrosse. Lacrosse has their own league. I haven't seen it on television. I've seen slam ball come back to ESPN, which was great, but at midnight. These are just a few of the photos I have lined up. ESPN at one point had professional beach hockey. I played street and roller. There is a different rollers on rollerblades, streets on feet. Never seen a rink like this, but that looks like fun. You have lifeguard races that are going on as we speak. These are different beach patrols up and down South Jersey, at least this is where I live, competing to say, hey, who's the best this weekend at the events? The single row, the double row, the swim, and I think there might be another one. Those are the big three. Who can get these done the fastest? It might be live streamed now, I don't know. That would be really cool to watch. Hey, these people are trained to save your life. Here, let's prove how good they are by watching them race. I have, like I said, a photo bucket of things. Red Bull has a downhill ice skating race that goes from like city to city, like the X Games used to. That would be fascinating to watch because A, you're adding ice skating with jumps, rivets. Most people can't ice skate. They will not be clearing gaps. There's a hilarious video I will definitely pull up at some point and react to it of hockey players trying to do this and they're falling. You can bring back the great outdoor games, which is the lumberjack games, which had logs rolling and this weird chop ladder to the top and cut things off. The race up and down the pole. That was great. The Scotland Highland games you can bring up because that thing. We don't need 24-hour sports news. No one would care. No, not one bit. What we need, especially bored kids and old adults like my father, real sports back on television. Just give them something to watch. Inspire them to go out and try something. That is at least the best thing about the ESPN Ocho BS thing that they got going on right now. It might be dumb, it might be stupid, but guess what? Someone's getting paid to play cornhole right now in a competition, which was realized a drinking game. I saw axe throwing the other day. Why not show the events that are in the Olympics, the non-Olympic years? I'm just an idiot on the internet venting about my complaint. Chad Ochocinco is currently on my team TV, and Stephen Thomas. So you have a legit badass in Stephen Thomas playing cornhole against Chad Ochocinco. That's what's on my TV right now. I love this. Yeah, those two guys on my screen right now in front of a crowd playing cornhole just proves that you just need to play sport. People won't care what it is. If it's live, if there's people that they can like or relate to, they will go out and watch it.